So let's proceed to chapter 10, the last chapter of CP Pro 3. JavaScript events, date, object, and timestamp, browser detection, cookies. So what are events? It is possible to create dynamic web pages using JavaScript since it can detect events. Events are actions that are triggered either by mouse click, function calls, keyboard strokes, loading of images, submitting an HTML form, etc. Events are usually used in connection with functions. Functions will not work without a force that will trigger it. So these are the following attributes and to trigger the events. On abort, the loading of an event is interrupted. On blur, an element loses focus. On change, the user changes the content of a field. On click, mouse click of an object. On DBL click, double mouse click of an object. On error, an error occurs when loading a document or image. On focus, an element gets focus. On key down, a keyboard key is pressed. On key press, a keyboard key is held down. On key up, a keyboard key is released. On load, a page or image is finished loading. On mouse down, a mouse button is pressed. On mouse move, the mouse is moved. On mouse out, the mouse is moved off an element. On mouse over, the mouse is moved over an element. On mouse up, a mouse button is released. On reset, the reset button is clicked. On resize, a window or frame is resized. On select, text is selected. On submit, the submit button is clicked. On unload, the user exits the page. JavaScript date objects and timestamps. What is a date object? The date object is used to manipulate and access current dates and times. So we have here the table of methods for the date objects. So methods and description. Date, open close parenthesis, returns to this date. Get date, open close parenthesis, returns the day of the month from a day object 1 to 31. Get day, open close parenthesis, returns the day of the week from a date object 0 to 6. Get full year, open close parenthesis, returns the year as a 4-digit number from a date object. Get hours, open close parenthesis, returns the hour of a date object 0 to 23. Get milliseconds, open close parenthesis, returns the millisecond of a date object 0 to 999. Get minutes returns the minutes of a date object 0 to 59. Get month, open close parenthesis, returns the month from a date object 0 to 11. Get seconds, open close parenthesis, returns the second of a date object 0 to 59. Get time, open close parenthesis, returns the milliseconds since midnight, January 1, 1970. Set date, open close parenthesis, sets the day of the month in a date object 1 to 31. Set full year, open close parenthesis, sets the years as a 4-digit number from a date object. Set hours, open close parenthesis, sets the hours of a date object 0 to 23. Set milliseconds, set the milliseconds of a date object 0 to 999. Get minutes, open close parenthesis, sets the minutes of a date object 0 to 59. Get months, month, open close parenthesis, sets the month from a date object 0 to 11. Get seconds, open close parenthesis, sets the seconds of a date object 0 to 59. Get time, open close parenthesis, sets the milliseconds since midnight, January 1, 1970. To date string, open close parenthesis, returns the date portion of a date object in readable form. To local string, open close parenthesis, converts end date to a string using the default display format used by the user's computer. For the Internet Explorer, returns MMDDYYY, HHMMSSS for Windows format. And for the Netscape, returns day of week, month, year, HHMMSS. ToString, open close parenthesis, converts a date object to a string. The date object is used to manipulate and access current dates and times. JavaScript browser detection. There are times when we must know what kind of web browser the user has so that we can properly handle or at least know how well suited our web page is. The best way to do this is use a mechanism that will enable the detection of web browser settings. This could be done by using the navigator object. What is a cookie? Cookies are small amount of information that are stored in the user's computer from a web page. They can be accessed and retrieved by the web page whenever they are needed. Web pages take advantage of cookies in order to modify the page when the user accesses them. Cookies expire after some time set by the web browser developer. Syntax for using cookies. Document that cookie equals double quote name equals value semicolon, expires equals date semicolon, path equals path semicolon, domain equals domain semicolon, secure double quote semicolon. And that was the end of chapter 10, the last chapter of CP Pro 3 course. Thank you and have a nice day.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.